Hello and welcome to another video of Archons Only, where we try to beat Genshin Impact using only Archon characters. So finally we have the video that I was at least waiting for. Is now that we have Geo in our team, of course you know this is before Mavuika, and we haven't reached the point where we pull for Mavuika yet, but I think we're really close. I want to try to do everything related to Geo that we were not able to do since the beginning of the game, and I would say since Liuye, which is full of Geo puzzles. So now that we have our Geo Archon, we can actually try to do as many of these puzzles and try to get chest and other different things. So I will try to do as many as I can. I don't know if this is going to be the full things or if we need to do them several times or not, but at least these are the ones I was able to find or that I was able to try. So if you know that some of the other Geo challenges that are not showing here and I'm missing some of them, please let me know in the comments if you remember one of them, and I can try to do a second video of this and see if we can actually do them all. So I totally forgot about this region. I'm actually using a guide to do as many as I can. Some of them I use them following one YouTube video where you have all the Geo constructs or all the Geo challenges. I'm going to link the video here in the information of this video. But I know that some of them I was able to remember where they are. So that's something that maybe would be interesting later. But for now, I think it's going to be really funny to try to follow them. Of course, I didn't include everything because going from one place to another is going to take forever. But at the same time, I think this is a way to showcase them all, and or at least the ones I was able to do in one go. I think it wasn't the same day. I was trying to do it as fast as I could. It took me, I would say, a couple hours to actually do them all or try to find them. Some of them I couldn't find, so I don't know if they removed them between updates or if I did them before or they don't exist anymore or I'm terrible at finding them. But I was not able to find them all, so that was kind of like depressing for me. So if you know I missed one of them, again, please let me know in the comments. And I actually want to do something similar for Mavuika with Pyro, because I know there are so many Pyro trials and challenges and everything, even the torches that we're not able to do with Venti. I think that's something that I would like to do at some point. It might take more videos. I don't know if it's going to be worth to show everything, but at least the ones that we never done with Venti, I think it would be really interesting to do them with Mavuika, the Pyro Archon. So maybe that if this video goes well or does well, maybe that will be something that we can actually plan for the whole Pyro Archon and Pyro elements. I need to try to find them. I thought the interactive map would show you the different elements, but unfortunately only shows you all the elements, so it was not really helpful on that. So that's why I rely a lot on having a YouTube video on that, and that was kind of like my point of doing it. So another thing that I realized is that, well, I knew that this domain was actually required to use Geo, and you can see like that's the only thing that we need to do. I'm terrible with logic, so I know that if you activate one, the ones on either side will also change. So it took me a little while to actually try to find a way where I can see if I can like change the ones that are not in the same place, or try to make them to be located on both sides of the same one. So for example, here we still have 2 of them, so I don't know how to make 3 of them to change, or I don't know, 4. I don't know how many do we need. So I think like I'm doing here, I'm keep moving them to be 1, which it should not be the right choice. So yeah, I feel like it's going to take me more than it should, but I'm not being smart on it. Do you think that I'm still struggling, and you're going to see it here trying to put the pillars, is that I don't know if I should do the shield, like the full press instead of tap to actually get the pillar, or it only comes out in the tapping. So if you know this, please let me know. I think the pillars sometimes show up when you tap, but sometimes it shows when you press. But if you press, they stay longer. So then if you press twice, it's not going to show up. Okay, we're able to solve it. We can actually move forward. I wonder if I was able to do this going up with Venti. I didn't think about that. I think it's too high. Maybe if we don't go in the mountain. Oh well, I guess now it's too late. Oh, but we need to do this. So yeah, we need to use Gia. And I think this is the rest of what we need to do. We need to defeat these enemies and that's it, right? And the worst part is that we get a key with this challenge. So we're not able to complete all the shrines of death with the keys that we have in Liuye. So I guess that makes me give us a little more primogens for future polls and also to try to get some other achievements. And this is where I start exploring. I think I did this before everything because I was following this path because I knew there were some geo things in here. So I think this is the point where I was doing it by myself. And there was a point where you're going to see that I went to specific places, and that's when I realized that these are really specific challenges. These ones are really easy to spot because you see the pillars, but some of them are really hidden. And I didn't even knew that there were geo places because they don't look like geo normal challenges. They don't have these pillars, they don't have I don't know, rocks sometimes. Some of them you have like a rock missing and then you need to put it there. But some of them are like weirdly shaped, and I didn't know that they were actually geo constructs or geo related challenges. So I was kind of like surprised. So if you are watching this video and you're missing some of them, please go back and see if you are able to do them. And that would be kind of fun. Like you use a video that I use another video for, try to do these geo challenges. So it's kind of fun. Like it would be like an inception video of trying to get geo challenges. The other thing that I noticed that I thought that you need 2 characters to actually do that because it should be really heavy. So I don't know if it's that the geo constructs are weighting twice the amount, or maybe Shongli constructs are weighting too much. But I thought that the size was relative to the number of characters that you need to have, and that's why I thought that you would need maybe the monument and then, or the construct, and then to sit on it with your character. So, but I guess not necessary. Maybe if you have, for example, I know that Baron Bunny can act like that to actually do some weight. So maybe you need Baron Bunny and a character, and that to people is equal to 1 pillar or something like that. If you know the math, please let me know. If not, I would like to test it, but I cannot use Amber, for example, to test this. Although I can use it in my other accounts, like my main account, to try to do it. Or I can try to do it on Fatui only, although we don't have anything that we can summon, right? I think we have nothing that can do weight. Can the cat do weight on the different monuments? That would be something interesting to figure it out. Because if that is true, we can have both Liney and Lynette cats acting as ones. But yeah, it's something that we might need to find out at some point, because of course we don't have Geo in Fatui only, and there is no other Fatui that is a Geo. I hope Columbina would be a Geo, and maybe Dottore is a Dendro one. That would be amazing, because I think we're missing those 2 elements. And those elements are the ones that we can actually swirl. So we're kind of like in trouble with that. And of course we know that the last Archon is going to be a Fatui, of course. And it's also going to be a cryo character. And then we have already a cryo character, so we're not happy about that. And I hope Columina, although she looks like a cryo catalyst in my opinion, I hope she's not a cryo catalyst. We have so many cryo characters that I need a Geo one and I need a Dendro one. So maybe the other one, is Sandrone the other one? Maybe she looks like a Geo. She's making all those different, I would say, ruin guards or these kind of things. So maybe she's a Geo element, or maybe she has no element. I don't know. We will see what happens later. I feel like we're not going to find out any of that until we reach Shnatsaya. That would be really, really interesting to see what the other Fatuis do and what else is going to happen to them. So it's going to be, I think, kind of like an empty or like a really, really boring stage for Fatui only, so maybe we're going to quit that account if we don't find anything interesting to do until we get into Shinetsuya, which is going to be, I think, like at least maybe half a year to a year to actually reach it. Yeah, maybe it's going to be more. So yeah, we will see what's going to happen. I hope that by the end of Natlan we start to see more other Fatui characters being released. Maybe Capitano, maybe Colombina, Dottore, I don't know. There are a lot of characters that they could be released at this point, so let's hope for the best. Also, let me know in the comments, what do you think the different Fatuis are going to be, which element they're going to yield, and especially if you think they're going to have a weapon, which weapon is going to be. Until now, we know that both Tartaglia has a weird weapon, because he's a bow character, but then he used double swords, so or blades, or whatever you want to tell. I think he also used a polearm. So in the end, like, he's using so many elements, so you never know. And then you have Arlecchino, who uses a polearm, but then it looks like a scythe. So I wonder what the other elements or the other characters are going to be. I think Colomina is going to be a catalyst user, 100%. She looks like a catalyst user. But I don't know about her element. I hope it's a Geo. That would be kind of interesting. The only Geo catalyst that we have is Ningguang, and I don't think she's a good catalyst. So we will see what else they do. Maybe she's going to work with some other reactions. I hope she's a shielder. We need a shielder or a healer or something like that. We need supports. We don't need main DPSs. We will see what's going to happen, but it's going to be fun to see what the other characters are. I really hope that Dottore is a Dendro character. I feel like he fits a lot with the Dendro character vibes. Also, he could be a Hydro, but we have a Hydro character already. So I would better have a different element than having the same element twice. And I think those are the only elements that we need. Of course, we need Electro. We have our own Electro being Auroron. I know a lot of people is really confused why Auroron is in my Fatui only account, but I have to say that this is because of personal choice, and because I consider he did more as a Fatui than other deeds for the Archon. So I guess that's kind of like a fine, like an homage of his relationship with Capitano, and that he was the only one who trusts Capitano since the beginning. So I have to say that he's more Fatui than Archon in the end, or at least follower of Natlan or Tibat. But I think it's time to stop talking about Fatui characters, and we should focus on Archons, because this is an Archons only challenge. And there's a really interesting thing happening in the next wishing, or at least the next banners, is that Furina is rerunning again. So in the end, I think this is the third time that Furina reruns. We got her weapon already, so something we can go for is to get a constellation. But I don't know if I actually want to get her constellations or try to save for Mavuika's constellation that she's going to rerun sometime soon at the end of Natlan's patch. So I don't know if we should start spending those Primogens already and try to get something for Furina, or if we can actually wait for Mavuika. I think Mavuika would be more helpful, especially because we will not struggle as much with the uptime of the ultimate and how much it's going to take us to actually collect it. But that's something that we can actually figure out later. And I actually would like to hear your opinion on this. What do you think, based on constellations, what do you think which ones we should prioritize? Because we can get constellations or weapons. So for weapons, we have barely all of them. We have Furina's weapon. Well, we don't have barely all of them, but we have functionals for them. We have Furina's weapon and we have Mavuika's weapon. I don't think Chun-Li's weapon is going to be interesting or useful at all. I think the one that we have is good enough. Probably we need to get Staff of Homa to make him better. Maybe that's something we can consider later. If not, we can get his weapon to actually have a matching set, but I don't think it's going to be beneficial at any point. Then Raiden Shogun, I know her weapon is really important and really interesting for a main DPS Raiden Shogun. But as we are going to use her more for um, hyper blooms, basically, I think that the weapon that she has right now is good enough. And I think it's a 4-star. Yes, it's a 4-star, but it's R5. So in the end, I think that's going to be beneficial for us to actually try to do it. Um, so yeah, I think we don't need to pull for hers, although I would like to get her weapon at some point. So that's another option. I don't think Venti's bow is going to be important. I think the ones that we have are good enough. Maybe he's going to move from a main DPS to more like a support role, so having EM maybe would be better with the Viridescent banner. No, Viridescent something set. I've been saying the right name wrong. I'm saying Viridescent banner, but it's not Viridescent banner, it's Viridescent something else. But yeah, I think that's going to be kind of interesting to try to see what we can get. I think Venti's weapon is not as good. And maybe we can think of other weapons. I know Yelan's weapon is really good for main DPSs. So I don't know if that's going to be good enough for a support Venti. But yeah, that's something we can actually think for at some point. And the other thing we're missing is... Nahida. So yeah, we have Nahida's weapon. So we have 3 weapons, I have to say. I think I have all the weapons I actually need or want. Except like Raiden Shogun, that I don't think is going to be necessary or useful at this point. Because we need her with EM. So I guess that we are done with that. But what I'm really interested to start to getting is to get some of the constellations. So I know that Raiden Shogun constellations are really good. This is the one I didn't know was a Geo challenge because it doesn't look like a Geo monument or anything like that. So I was really surprised when I saw it in the guide. So let me know if you actually miss it or not. So going back again, I think I should start thinking more of trying to get constellations. I know that Mavuika constellation is really good. Furina's constellations are really good. Red and Shogun constellation are really good. At some point, we're going to run out of characters and we're going to run out of weapons. So at some point, we need to start thinking of getting constellations. I don't think we're going to get C6 any of our Archons ever in our life. I don't think we get that many Primogens. And I don't think they're worth it. It's going to be fun to actually do it because we have them at 10, 10, 10. At least the main 4 that we have, that it's Nahida, Raiden Shogun, Furina, and Venti. We have not reached that point with Zhongli or Mavuika, and it's going to take us a while because we need the weekly bosses. But that's going to be something fun to get if we get any Archon to C6. We will need to think which one is going to be. And if you're going to do it at some point, because maybe it's going to be impossible for us. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see what else is going to happen. But yeah, it's going to be a fun process or a fun challenge in the end. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have recommendations of what do we need to pull for, which is going to be more beneficial, is it going to be a weapon, if it's going to be a character, like it's going to be the Cry Archon, or if it's going to be a weapon or constellation, yes. So yeah, I feel that would be our next goals. So maybe nothing interesting is going to happen soon with this account until I would guess Mavuika gets a rerun and we can actually try to pull for her constellations. I think it's going to be amazing. Something I have to say is that I did this challenge so many times because I was starting it from the middle and then I started from the outside, but I forgot one and I had to do it over and over again. So it took me a while, but I was able to do it, and then I killed the monster so easily. So in the end, it was kind of like a waste of time. But I guess that this is showing that we're not able to do everything as easy. Of course, I removed the other failed attempts because if not, this video is going to take forever because that took a long time, especially during the uptime of putting on out a pillar. And sometimes I put a pillar and it would activate 2 at the same time and not in the order that I want to. So then that has to be a reset at some point. But yeah, I feel like this is going smoothly and we're able to do so many of them. And of course, we use these Prime Gems already because we use them for Mavuika's wishes. And you know how that went. We spent everything that we have trying to get her and trying to get her weapon. We're able to get them, but at what cost? We lost everything that we have. So in the end, yeah, we were able to get them, but we are still at the first stage. And I have to say that this, I think, is the only one that we're not able to get. Oh no, yeah, we're able to get this one. I think there was one that we were not able to get, so I had to skip it at some point. But yeah, I think this is the perfect moment to close the video. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you like it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.